Alright everybody, I do believe that if everything is going according to plan, then I do believe that we should be live. Hopefully enough we're live, guys. I have no idea what's happening right now, but just wanted to welcome everyone to the live stream real quick. Just give it a minute to settle in. I want to welcome everyone to the live stream right now. We're going to be talking about lots of things tonight. We're going to be talking about Broly. We're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Heroes. Everything in between. So, I want to give you guys a quick little shout out. We got Jonathan Martinez, we have Flash Blue, Lord Beerus, we have Game, Super Saiyan Blue, Lewis. A lot of you guys are in here. I want to thank my moderators real quick for being in here and keeping everything under wraps and everything in check. We're going to be talking about a lot, guys. We're going to talk about a lot of things here today. Yeah, today I'm the evil emperor today. Got myself the golden Frieza outfit, because we're going to be talking about Frieza, we're going to be talking about Jiren and Broly and everything in between. So just wanted to welcome you guys onto the live stream. Now first things first, I want to get this out of the way. If you guys have any super chats, you guys will have your questions answered first. So anyone out there who has an important question to ask via super chat, drop your super chat with the question, and I want to welcome everyone else as well. So the topic for tonight is going to be Broly versus everybody. So that's going to be a lot to talk about and discuss here today. So another thing I wanted to let you guys know, after all of this, we're going to be discussing some stuff on Discord. If you guys want to join my Discord, I have the link located down below, and I'm going to have my mods send you guys the link to my Discord. I highly encourage you guys to join in, because after this, we're all going to be talking about Broly and everything in between all night tonight after this live stream. So, quick thoughts. I want to get everyone's thoughts on what's, scheduled to happen for this upcoming movie. Now, everyone and their mothers have, theories, and they have hypotheticals, and they have sort of like their own like little envision scenario as to what may go down with Broly and said people. So what I want to do real quick is get your thoughts in the comment section right now as to what you guys believe is going to transpire between Broly, Vegeta, Broly Goku, Broly Frieza, and possibly even Broly and Paragus. Because the way they're building this character up, it looks like Broly's going to be someone that is going to push Goku and Vegeta in executing and utilizing more of their power, perhaps Kaioken, evolution. A lot of people were kind of like in and out of the whole situation between Goku and Vegeta not being shown using Kaioken or Evolution Blue. I do believe that as it currently stands, Goku and Vegeta are potentially going to use Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken to get the job done against Broly as we encounter him in this movie. So, right off the bat, I wanted to go on ahead and get everyone's opinion on the following. So, general question to anyone out there who's wondering, so do you guys think we're going to see Kaioken and Vegeta's evolution form in this film? I want to know everyone's feedback, and I want to get everyone's thoughts in the comment section, because there seems to be a bit of a division as to what they're going to do with these forms or with these power-ups, if they're going to use Kaioken, if they're not going to use Kaioken, and I want to get your feedback right now. So are they going to use Kaioken and or Evolution Blue? Let me know in the comment section below. Just wanted to give Kendall the first big shout out of this live stream for donating $5 and asking more sense for Broly to be gullible instead of hating Son Goku. And Vegeta, think about it, Paragus is the mastermind, so Broly could be persuaded, not mad. Okay, I agree with you. I think that Broly is going to be someone that is going to have some form of intelligence, but I think that as we go into this movie, a lot of people need to remove the notion that Broly is this mindless beast. Could he be a mindless beast? Absolutely. And I do believe that as time progresses, as we go on in this film, we're going to see more of the brutality that Broly has to offer in this movie once he comes across Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, etc. But I don't think he's gullible. I just think that he's going to trust Paragus enough to believe what he says. Does that make him very naive? Perhaps, maybe. But we still don't know the motives as to why Broly is doing this. But we are going to have more or less an idea as to why Broly is acting out as we progress, through the months. It's August 1st. So expect to see a second trailer sometime between September and October. I'm telling you all right now, in between we are going to be getting a few like you know, snippets as to what may happen in the film, little bits of like clips and pictures and whatnot. But the second trailer I'm predicting to come out between September and October, definitely not this month. As for Heroes, just to give you guys a quick little disclaimer, Dragon Ball Heroes Episode 3 is airing next month. So you guys might be wondering, like, what the hell? Yes, Episode 3 of Heroes is going to be airing next month. So just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown on that. But I wanna talk to Kendall real quick about, you know, Paragus being the mastermind. And again, thank you so much for your donation and being the first super chat. Now, Paragus, I do believe, is going to play a huge role in kind of like being like the puppet master here, and kind of telling Broly what to do and kind of like feeding him all of like the negative information that I don't think Broly, you know, even has any awareness to. So I think that Paragus is going to play a huge role in this. Yes, it's Golden Alex here today. I think that Paragus is going to play a huge role in the idea that he's going to be pulling the strings. If you guys agree with me that Paragus is going to be playing the puppet master role, slap a like on the video, because you can't look at Paragus and say that he's not up to something. Something's with this guy, you know? Don't expect Paragus to be like this overwhelming enemy. Don't expect Paragus to be like this overwhelming force of nature. I think that Paragus he's reserved in his ability to fight, which I do believe that, and I made a video about this a couple of days ago. I think that we need to have other characters like Gohan, Piccolo, Goten, Trunks, even Gotenks if you want to combine them. They need to be involved in fighting Paragus. They need to be involved in fighting Paragus' army, while Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza focus more on Broly. I think that, you know, Paragus is someone that we need to, you know, genuinely put investment in, because I think that Paragus is someone that is going to play a huge component in this entire thing. If you guys remember going back to movie 8, when, you know, Broly was first introduced, it was Paragus that was pulling all the strings. He was the one trying to get Goku, Vegeta, and everyone to come to this planet so Broly can eradicate them. More so Vegeta, because Broly was being tracked by Goku. Goku was trying to find out, you know, who the person was that was destroying the Southern Galaxy, whatever the case may be. So he was tracking his power, and Goku happened to come across him. So, do you think that Cumber is equal to Broly in power? Hell no. By Dragon Ball Heroes logic, Cumber should be a lot more powerful than Broly. So listen, Cumber is in his base form. Cumber is fighting against 2 Super Saiyan Blues and a Kaioken Vegito. That's on a different tier. We're gonna be discussing Cumber as we go along in this live stream. Again, if you guys want to join us on Discord, I told you guys this before, we're going to be having off-camera discussions and debates on Broly, on Cumber, on Jiren, on Ultra Instinct, on Gogeta, on everything. So I highly encourage you guys to come through. I will give you guys my my Discord link in a few moments, as I post it down here real quick. So it's free. I highly encourage you guys to stop on in and talk to us, especially if you guys have theories and whatnot. So earlier on, I just asked you if you guys believe that Kaioken or Evolution Blue is going to be featured, and a few of you guys said yes. So, you know, if Kaioken times 10 or times 20 is in the movie, and Evolution Blue is in the film as well, then how do you guys feel personally that Broly's going to be strong enough, or he's going to be getting stronger to the point where he's going to match up to that? You get what I'm saying? It's pretty terrifying to know the fact that at this given point, Broly is going to be so powerful that it's going to require Goku and Vegeta in using Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and Kaioken just to fight him. I think the best case scenario is to see Goku and Vegeta fight him together like they did with Jiren. And if you guys want to see that, slap a like down below, because I want to see Goku and Vegeta tag team this dude, because you can't fight him one-on-one, I think. If Broly is being shown to fight the way he's fighting, then there's no way you can fight him as singular fighters and get away with it. So my boy Eduardo, aka Scales, in here. I believe we will see Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and Kaioken. I do believe we will see Fusion and possibly Ultra Instinct. Scale, that's too much, Scale. You can't say that we're going to see UI, Fusion, Evolution, Kaioken. Is this a fan depicted movie? Of course it is. And this has lots of potential for us to see lots of wacky stuff. But I just feel personally that it's kind of too much. You can't throw in the idea of Fusion, Ultra Instinct, all that stuff, because you're gonna have to stick with something, you know, to more or less produce. But let's go ahead and talk about Ultra Instinct, because everyone and their mothers believe that Ultra Instinct could be a possibility. So if you guys believe it is going to be a possibility, let me know in the comment section right now. Is Ultra Instinct possible? Hashtag yes or hashtag no. Quick shout out and big thank you to Corey Payne for the $4.99 donation. You are the second MVP of this live stream, and asking, what if Broly was the one that killed Jiren's family? They can include Jiren. Would it be cool for Beerus to Hakai Broly if Goku can't get the job done? See, now you're mixing things, right? You want to see Jiren get involved, but then you want to see Beerus get involved. See, and this is where, like, the confusion in the fandom happens. You want Broly, Vegeta, Beerus, Gogeta, Vegeta, Ultra Instinct, Evolution Blue, Kaioken. Whoa! You're gonna have to slow down on that. Thank you for Amen Marcos for the $2.99 donation and saying you're awesome. You're an awesome commentator on Dragon Ball. I appreciate that and thank you. But going back to what Corey just said, do I think that Broly is the one that killed Jiren's family? Absolutely not. First of all, that makes no sense, right? That makes no sense. You have to ask yourself, where was Broly this entire time, right? How did Broly manage to get to Universe 11? And out of all you know, possibilities, him killing off Jiren's parents, at that point, Broly is gonna have to be very old, and he doesn't appear to be old, because Jiren at the time was a kid. So, do I think that he killed Jiren's family? No. Do I believe that Beerus can Hakai Broly? That's very subjective for anyone to say. I'm not entirely sure if it's the right choice in having Beerus step in and just Hakai Broly. But I want to know what you guys have to say. If you guys believe that Beerus should get involved, I don't think that Beerus should be involved at all. In terms of Hakaiing him, if Beerus wants to slug it out, that would be great. I would love to see Beerus finally get up off his ass and actually fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we're gonna go as far as to see that. I think that Beerus is going to more or less be in the background, and that's basically it. But in terms of Jiren and Broly, is it possible for that to happen? Absolutely. This is taking place after the TOP. But in terms of Broly killing Jiren's parents, absolutely not. Nope. It's not. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible for Broly to be the guy that killed Jiren's parents. If by some chance I am wrong, I will be amazed out of my freaking out of my mind, but I don't think that's the one. Someone just said I think Broly will somehow join the Z Fighters and Frieza will run off and escape. No! Alright, you know what? General question, because a lot of people seem to have this mixed up as well. So, would you guys want to see Broly be a Z Fighter? No, I don't. I mean, technically speaking, we saw Frieza kind of join the squad, and he's neutral right now, at least. So no, Broly's a monster. Broly's a brute. I don't think that Broly has any business siding with Goku and Vegeta in any scenario. He's a mindless beast. There's no reason for him to be on the squad of the Z Fighters at all. I mean, that's just common sense. But if you guys think differently, hashtag Broly Z Fighters or hashtag hell no, because I don't think that he should ever be a part of the squad, ever. He's a mindless beast, and I think that he's going to get his due diligence. He's going to get his ass beat. And that's about it, really. And it would be weird, like Son Daniel just said, it would be weird to see Broly kind of like sided with the Z Fighters, so no. But in terms of Ultra Instinct, a lot of people seem to, you know, talk about this, and they're like, man, did you see the end of the trailer when Goku kind of like, he was engulfed in this blue aura, and we saw that happen? I don't think that's anything more than just aesthetics for the movie to look good. Perhaps Goku is, I don't know, maybe transforming into Kaioken, maybe something else is happening, maybe Goku's going to unleash an attack on the blast that's coming for him, but could that be Ultra Instinct? Yes, it could be. However, I don't see Ultra Instinct being a thing, because if Ultra Instinct were to actually happen, it's over. It's over. There should be no chance of Broly winning at all. There should be no chance of Broly winning at all. If Ultra Instinct happens, then it should be a one-shot kind of deal. Goku murders him, and that's it. There should be no like internal struggle. There should be no internal struggle at all, and that's just my opinion on that. Broly may have a different personality traits than the non-canon Broly. Well, that's already been confirmed. It's been confirmed that we are going to see a different Broly. We are going to see a more intelligent Broly and a more cunning Broly, but they're going to adapt the previous traits of him being a mindless beast than how we've seen previous. I mean, I just want to see rationality, you know, be bestowed upon him. I don't want to see Broly just go in there, Kakarot. Like, nah, it's just like, come on. We've been there, done that, move on. But in terms of Ultra Instinct, someone just said, what if Broly's on par with the form? No. Jesus Christ. Okay, is it possible for Broly to be on that kind of a caliber? Yes, and the only evidence that we have to support that is Jiren, right? We saw when Jiren fought Goku, Jiren was able to go toe-to-toe against Goku's Ultra Instinct. Was it something logical? Perhaps not. A lot of us were like baffled by it. We were like, wait a minute, how is Jiren even fighting anywhere near the capacity of Ultra Instinct, right? Especially Goku mastering that. So if Goku somehow achieves this again and, you know, turns around, bam, 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 and Broly's just standing there, if Goku doesn't one-shot him, the movie's going to be trash, because then you have Ultra Instinct mastered Goku beating the piss out of Broly, and Broly just getting up after that, just fighting back, and then continuing to be on a relative level. I don't think that's going to be something that's going to make any sense, because at least for Jiren, we understood that Jiren had not only done lots of training, but Jiren was someone that prided himself on never losing. Jiren always managed to push himself beyond any kind of caliber to where he became the monster of the Tournament of Power. That's why when everyone fought him, he was clocking everybody. So for Broly to have something similar, you're telling me that he would be way beyond the standards of even Jiren at full power? That's crazy. I mean, and for Broly just to be introduced now, at least Jiren had some development, right? But, you know, to throw in Broly and saying that, okay, Broly's going to be on a equivalent level, no, I don't think that Broly should be anywhere near the tier of Mastered UI or Jiren, but I do think that if they're going to pump out Broly to be that strong, he should be Kaioken level, if anything beyond Kaioken level, if anything beyond Evolution Blue, but nowhere near Ultra Instinct. Broly should not be anywhere near Ultra Instinct. And if you guys agree, slap a like on the video, because for anyone out there who wants to see Broly be stronger than UI, I would love to get your thoughts as to why, because I haven't seen anyone in this community so far push for Broly to be as strong as UI. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that at all. You make a lot of sense. Akira should give the company to you. Nah, that's not. I mean, listen, that's all subjective for me to say. But they better explain how Broly is strong to fight Vegeta and Goku now. Like I said before, it's possible for Broly to adapt, and I think that that's what's going to happen in this movie. Is he's going to adapt. Someone said, "How do I donate?" If you guys want your questions featured before anybody else, all you guys have to do is, if you want to, of course, is donate to the channel via Super Chat, and your questions will be answered first among everyone else's, just to answer your question there. Do you think Kael will be referenced in the movie? Yes, she needs to be referenced, because Vegeta told Goku, and I told everybody this before, but everyone was like, blah, blah, blah. What needs to happen is Vegeta and or Goku need to remind each other of Kael, because when Kael first, you know, came into the picture, Vegeta before fighting Cabba was like, whoa, Kakarot, be careful, because that's what a true Super Saiyan form could be, when he was basically explaining to Goku when he was fighting Kael who she was, or at least the power that she was emitting. So I think that what needs to happen is they need to fully go in depth with, you know, referencing the form that Kael had in the Tournament of Power. Because if Broly's going to have a similar form or a similar power, they need to go as far as to explain that, or at least reference Kael in the idea where Goku and or Vegeta are kind of like, yo, Goku, yo, Kakarot, like, Vegeta, didn't we fight someone like this before? Like, isn't that very similar to what that Kael girl had before? But I think, you know, I think that looking at it objectively, they may not do it, but I think that it should happen. I mean, just for them to have like that calling card and saying, yo, wait a minute, didn't we fight someone that was, you know, just like Kael, in the idea that it's Broly? So, you know, I would like to see Broly fight UI not mastered though. Okay, well, the thing is, why would they bring about Ultra Instinct Omen and not the perfected powers of Ultra Instinct. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people want to see Ultra Instinct Omen return, but I don't think we are. If we are gonna see UI, it's going to be the mastered form. It's gonna be the white-haired stuff. I don't think it's possible that we're gonna see Omen, nor do I think it's necessary for that to happen. Because at this point, Goku had tapped into the powers of Ultra Instinct, so he knows it, right? Not consciously, but subconsciously. So if we are gonna see Ultra Instinct, I think the more suitable thing for it to happen is for Goku to get the white-haired form. I mean, are we ever going to see Ultra Instinct Omen ever again? I don't know. I'm not the one writing the show, so I can't tell you. But logically, if Goku had mastered it, then what's the point of him even going into the previous state of Ultra Instinct where he can just jump right into the mastered form? You get what I'm saying? Is Broly Kaioken level, dude? You ain't Akira Toriyama. I never said I was. Now you're just trying to like nitpick into what I'm saying. What I said was Broly should not be Ultra Instinct level, but if anything, he should be Kaioken level or above Kaioken level. Don't get that misconstrued. Unless you're one of the ones that wants to see Broly become stronger than UI, then hey, but not me. I don't want to see Broly surpass UI at all. Shoutouts to Ben Gunn for the $2 donation and saying Super Saiyan God, Gogeta, or Farmer with a shotgun. Gogeta, dude. Are you kidding me? I mean, unless you want to vote for the Farmer with the shotgun. Imagine that. Imagine we see him in the film. He's just strolling on by and Broly just blowing something up. Will we see Whis' power? In terms of what? In terms of like him reversing time? In terms of him doing something else? Maybe. I don't see Whis getting directly involved. That's something I don't see happening. Let me see. Big said, do you believe that Vegeta may be blood related to Broly? That's a good question. Do you guys think that Vegeta may be related to Broly? That's a question that I want to ask you guys. If you guys believe that it's possible, let me know. If you had to pick a non-canon villain to be canon, who would it be and why? I would vote for Cooler. I think Cooler was pretty good. I have a few discussions coming up for Cooler in the future. So with that being that, all right. We have Cabs who just said, "I'm just gonna stop watching this." Go ahead, stop watching it because you're the one that doesn't make any sense. You're talking about things that aren't logical. So if you want to stop, then stop. I don't really care. The Omega Project, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation and saying, do you think they will kill Broly at the end or would they keep him alive for a sequel? Oh shit. Sequel Broly. They're gonna kill him. I think they're gonna kill him. I don't know. Yeah, I think they're gonna kill him. What do you guys think? Do you guys think they're gonna kill him? General question. Do you guys think Broly's gonna die? Yes or no? Let me know in the comment section below. I think he's gonna die. I don't see him coming back. But the question is how they kill him. The question is how. So if you guys think they're going to kill him, who's going to kill him? Is it Goku? Is it Vegeta? Is it Frieza? Does Broly kill himself? Is it going to be Ultra Instinct? Is it going to be Gogeta? Is it going to be Beerus? Let me know. I would love to know. And yeah, it's Spiral. We're only 6 likes away from breaking past 200. That's crazy. And I know we can get there together. All right, so everyone, damn, a lot of people are saying no. So wait, you guys don't think that they're gonna kill Broly? Really? I don't know about that one. I think Broly's a goner. I really do believe that Broly's a goner. I don't see Broly making it out of this alive. Shout outs to Silo, thank you so much for the $5 donation and saying, do you think Paragus will make an artificial moon for Broly? Holy balls, dude. That is a very good question. And the reason, and I have to give you, again, a big shout out for that. An artificial moon for Broly, that means that Broly would essentially transform into a Great Ape because he does have a tail. His tail's wrapped around like the garment that he has, over his pants. So, holy shit. I would like to see that. Imagine a Great Ape Broly. That's terrifying. Thank you so much, Kendall, for the $5 donation. You are officially the MVP of this live stream for donating the most. And saying, how do you think Son Goku's story will be told? With Bardock, I expect it to be a tragic story. Also, do you think Paragus knows Son's based on his father? Okay, so referencing to Goku and Bardock. Well, going back to the moon idea, I would love to see an artificial moon, dude. An artificial moon, you know, and then Broly having to lose his mind and transform. If you guys want to see a Great Ape and Super, slap a like on the video, because I do. I think it's long overdue. But do I think that's going to happen logically? If Broly gets beat down badly enough, yes. But other than that, it's really hard to say. Because, I mean, this can go in one of many directions. Amen Marcos, thank you so much for the $2 donation saying I'm tired of them killing Broly, make him good. Ah, man, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't want to see Broly be a good guy. But going back to what, you know, Kendall said, in terms of Bardock's story with Goku, they could always retcon the idea of Goku going to Earth in the way they explained it in the beginning. They can always use the Dragon Ball minus idea, but I think that the way they're going to explain the story with Bardock is going to be very similar to what we originally remember, with Goku going to Earth and bumping his head, whatever. But I think that more or less it's going to be a good backstory for Broly, because I think Paragus knows Bardock. I think Paragus knows Bardock. I think Paragus maybe knows of Goku. The whole idea of Goku crying because of, you know, Broly, or Broly crying because of Goku, I don't think they're going to use that idea. But I do think Paragus is very wise. I think Paragus is very wise, and I think that Paragus is going to use that to his advantage in trying to execute that and manipulating Broly. Jessica said I'm going to send $500. Holy shit, if you do, I will cry on the stream, dude. Will we see the Universe 6 Saiyans? Yes, I think we should. I think we should. Why not? We have Kaba, Kael, and Caulifla. Imagine they assist our fighters in fighting against this monster, right? Kael versus Broly. I know. Broly's gonna destroy her. But come on. Berserker Kael against Berserker Broly? Holy Christmas. Like, you can't tell me you wouldn't want to see that. Come on now. And we're going to be discussing that on our Discord later. So like I said before, if you guys want to join our Discord, join. This is the link right here. We're going to be talking about stuff off camera, so I highly encourage you guys to jump on in and talk some Dragon Ball with us after this live stream is over. So now I'm going to go on ahead and bring in a guest. I'm going to bring in a good friend of mine. I'm going to bring in Emish, so hopefully he can join me for this. Not sure if he can hear me.
Yo.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so he cannot hear me.
Yeah, I can't hear you yet.
All right,
you might have to switch your settings.
All right, so I just want to go ahead and just change this up a bit. Not sure if... Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my good friends, Emish is live, also known as Speech of Freedom. You guys may have seen him on my videos before. So a lot of you guys have lots of questions in terms of like the potential of us seeing different kinds of entities be included in this movie. So Emish, I'm not sure how long you've been watching, but I wanna ask you a general question that a lot of people have so far from what I'm looking at, and that's, what are the possibilities of us seeing the Universe 6 Saiyans be tied into the origin story of the Universe 7 Saiyans, considering the factor of where their power comes from and how they're made to be who they are currently? And a reference to that is the 3 current Saiyans that we're already aware of, that being Kael, Caulifla, and Kaba. Do you see it to where if they want to really cater to the idea of them giving us a fan servicey kind of film, they should include those 3? Or do you think that more or less they should be kept as far away as possible? But also, having a look at the comments right now, everyone's like, what about Kefla versus Broly? So your thoughts on the entire idea of Universe 6 and then having to kind of like dive into that story, connecting everything together like in one giant like one giant like story synopsis.
Well, first, I just want to say hi to everybody in chat. I see a lot of people saying what's up, so what's up? Hope you guys are having a good evening. Secondly, I think the question was, how would they do I see them tying Universe 6?
Can they? Into
the origin?
Yeah, like explaining the power origin. Not more or less like their society or their civilization or the way they conduct themselves, because it's different than the Planet Vegeta guys, but more or less like just intertwining like the way the power scaling works in terms of like why everyone's this strong.
Well, for Universe 6, we got that information clearly. Universe 6, we have the SL's potential. They developed differently, a lot differently than our Universe 7 did. And the Universe 7 developed basically by, well, it's pretty evident. Like, Planet Vegeta blew up. You know, we've seen Goku and Vegeta train day in and day out, nonstop. Now they're training with gods, and they're beating god-level characters, and they're becoming, in essence, gods themselves, technically, right? that's the main difference, and because of that, there's really no origin for Universe 6 that really ties into Universe 7's origin, because Universe 6 still has planets of Dallas, where Universe 7 does not. So as far as like the origin, it's completely different backstory for Universe 6, and that's why they've just been thrown into the mix, and it's not a bad thing, but they've just been thrown into the mix and just being described as having a lot of potential. And they're not space pirates; they fight for justice, and they fight for the sake of other people rather than fighting to pillage and destroy, so on and so forth, the way Frieza had them doing Universe 7. So yeah, I don't see Universe 6 tying into the origin of the era of like when Frieza was in control, regarding Universe 7. That's just, to me, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be logical, but at the same time, they could technically do whatever they wanted to, right? Anything is possible. We're getting a Broly movie, so that technically means anything is possible. But generally, yeah, I mean, as far as like Kefla versus Broly, Broly wins.
That's interesting.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. But before getting into Kefla, I want to thank LitLife23 for the $4.99 donation and saying, do you think Gohan will somehow unlock a new form and somehow get the win, even though they didn't really reference him in the film? Now, again, I do want to let you guys know that Super Chats are going to be the first people that are going to get their questions answered, but Gohan. Before we touch up on Gohan, because that's going to be the follow-up question, so briefly, your thoughts on Kefla versus Broly, because you're a huge fan of Kefla. That's no secret. Yeah. We just recently talked about Kefla on your channel. You guys can check him out. We discussed Kefla and Gohan, and ironically enough, we have a Gohan question. But Kefla versus Broly, let's say as a hypothetical, as a big, like, kind of wacky what if. The Universe 6 Saiyans are here, they get beat down. Somehow, in some weird way, we do get Kefla, right? How do you kind of see that going about if that were to be a thing? Like, do you think it would make sense for them to do that? Or do you think that if that were to happen, Broly just, regardless, kind of stomps out because of how much they're going to wank him and being, like, so powerful compared to Goku and Vegeta?
Yeah, I mean, this is post-term to power.
Yeah.
And this is considered, like guys, I don't mean to like, throw scaling in your face, right? Yeah, but if they take into consideration that Goku and Vegeta, like Vegeta states, us Saiyans have we've surpassed our limitations throughout this entire tournament, and it's pretty evident, at least between Goku and Vegeta for the most part, right? It's pretty evident that they surpassed their limits. Kefla did the same exact thing versus Goku and then versus UI Goku. So, I mean, the thing is, ultimately, what it comes down to is, out of the gate, Broly will decimate Kefla. This is because, well,
you think so?
This is, yeah, because these are, if they consider the scaling the way they do it, if they keep it consistent, now that Akira is being quote unquote hands-on, and this is modern Akira, so like I said, things are still subject to him forgetting and him really not knowing what happened prior, so that's fine. But just based on how we view the show, based on what we know, Broly just is way too powerful, especially in his legendary Super Saiyan state, whatever they want to call it. He's just way too strong. Now Kefla can definitely, she can catch up to that level of power because she's been shown to catch up to and match UI Goku, and at least based on statements, not based on feats, because she couldn't touch him, so that's really irrelevant. But based on statements, she did match him, so it's like, if she got Super Saiyan 3, then you might have an argument. But I'm saying, like, in general, yeah, I mean, we see a powered up base Broly fighting Blue Goku, and it's like, well, we can assume that he still has a Super Saiyan transformation. And then we see him at the end of the trailer. What I'm getting from the end of the trailer is that Goku put him down some way, shape, or form. And then Broly, continues to evolve. Because
he's coming out of a crater. Broly, I don't think Broly was just, like, sinking his way in there. Nah, he's coming out of the crater. So I'm guessing probably a massive Kamehameha, maybe. And he just comes out of that with, like, such power. Kendall with the $2 donation is saying potential in Dragon Balls. In Dragon Ball, is just that potential. Oh, I'm not understanding the question.
No, he's saying potential in Dragon Ball is just that potential.
Well,
like, it's just that, because we were talking about potential universes.
I thought he was referencing the actual Dragon Balls, because we did see Dragon Balls in the trailer, so that was very interesting. Maybe they don't beat him, maybe they wish him away, who knows. But going back to Gohan, so yeah, I think Kefla, that would be, like, if Broly ends up beating Kefla, let's say if Kefla were to be in the film, that would be something that's a huge head scratcher, because she's a Potara fusion. Her power is it's A and B, you know what I'm saying? And she was incredibly powerful when fighting Ultra Instinct Goku and Kaioken Goku. But going back to Gohan, right? Our boy Gohan is getting no love. He's getting no shine, and that's nothing new anymore. But I think that with the way they portrayed Resurrection of F, they could have the potential in kind of, like, using these other characters as, like, sub-characters for, like, the subplot, fighting Paragus, fighting the army, or whatever it is that they're going to do. I already made it clear in one of my videos that I think 17's on vacation. I think 17 is chilling. I don't think 17 is even aware of what's going on. So he's not going to be in this movie. I don't think 17 is going to be in this film. Maybe you disagree or agree, but I don't see 17 in this film. However, with Gohan and Roshi and the typical guys, Krillin and the boys, yes, I can see them more or less involved because they could be the ones that can assist Goku and Vegeta in kind of like carrying out like a further plan to like take this guy down. But in terms of direct combat, I don't see Gohan fighting Broly, and I don't see Gohan getting any new form. Do you agree with this concept, or do you more or less think that they might give him some shine?
No, I agree mainly because I think Gohan's out of his league at this point.
Okay.
It's pretty evident they're really marketing Goku, Vegeta, and Broly.
Yeah.
Like those are the three guys. And then you have Paragus, you know, doing whatever he's doing. So
yeah.
I think we should save Gohan for the series. Like if they wanted to continue this whole like my goal is to achieve an ultimate form and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Save that for a series where people can look forward to watching the show every week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think potential-wise, I don't think Gohan has much of a placement in this specific movie.
Not
Should we
Broly.
see him? Sure.
Not against
we
Broly.
can see him. Yeah, but I just think he's way out of his league at this point, and I like Gohan. I would like to see him do certain things, but I think that we've come so far, at least in the Dragon Ball verse, that Gohan is just like playing catch up at this point because
well he kind of he already caught up. I would have to say, but you know,
no, I mean he technically is. He's still like not he's not fighter savvy. If that you know what I'm saying. So it's like he still has a lot to learn. So
like I said before, if you guys feel like the other characters should get some shine, Piccolo, Gotenks, Gohan, slap a like, because I want to see them involved. I love Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza, but I don't think that it should be only them. I would love to see like a quick minute or two of 17 just chilling on his boat, or maybe doing something else, protecting the island. And the other fighters, as they feel out Goku and Vegeta fighting, they're kind of like, yo, something's up. So I think that.
See them.
What was that?
We technically see them like they're eating.
We're going to see them, but I think more or less just like what they're up to. I think that it's kind of silly for them to just be around and not feel Goku and Vegeta's presence elsewhere, you know, in combat with said individual. Unless, like many people have, you know, predicted before, maybe we're not on Earth, maybe we're somewhere else. But that doesn't make any sense because we see the ship flying out in the beginning and it lands on Earth. So they're on Earth, but they're just at a, you know, glacier or like an Antarctic scenario. You know what I'm saying? They're not anywhere like on a frozen planet. But I think that more or less what should happen to me is kind of like tweaking Paragus's character a bit by allowing him to be more or less involved. Just because he's an old guy, or he appears to be old, doesn't mean that he's not combat savvy. I think that he should be more or less involved in his attempt to fight off Piccolo, fight off Gohan and the others. Even though I think that Gohan at this point, with all of his power that he's gained after the TOP, he would overtake Paragus. But still, have Paragus more or less be like the crusader in this fight, and saying, you know what, while my son or my prodigy or whoever Broly is to me takes care of your father and your friends, I'm gonna be the one to kill you. So I don't want to see Paragus be crushed by Broly again. I'm not sure how you feel, but I want to see Paragus go down in a different way. So where do you stand on Paragus, and in terms of like what they can do with him, like in terms of either fighting our heroes or maybe more or less doing something completely different? What do you think?
Well, I really think Paragus is like the mastermind behind whatever his agenda is. I mean, like for example, we talked about the Dragon Balls before.
Yeah.
I feel like Paragus might want the Dragon Balls for something. I don't exactly know what he wants them for yet. I mean, we can all assume, and obviously we can come to a conclusion that it has something to do with like him, and it might not even have anything to do with Broly, for example. Like, I mean, we talked about this before, but like I said, I think ultimately he's just using Broly. Ultimately, I would like to see him at least have some kind of regard for Broly, because in the first movie he like pleaded for King Vegeta to spare his life, but then towards the end he was like, fuck Broly, I'm leaving, Kamakamori's about to hit, see you guys later. He was about to ditch him, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for what though? His character just felt like it took a drastic turn for nothing really, and all of that just to destroy Vegeta, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, at this point, and another thing to note is that Paragus is fairly old, or he's being portrayed to be pretty old. Which is interesting because Saiyans, like, they aged a lot slower, so you would have to assume that he's been around for quite some time.
A while. That's why in the beginning I said he probably knows Bardock, he probably knows King Vegeta, he probably even knows the kids too. He just maybe not by name, but I think that Paragus knows a lot, and I would love to see that, instead of just seeing, like you said, the guy that just lured everyone in and just saw Kamikimori and was like, oh, see ya. I don't think that, I don't think that that'd be kind of smart on their
end. There's no comment
too.
this time. If anything, the only comment is Broly. Like
yeah. CeeLo, quick shout outs to you for the $2 donation and saying, do you think we'll see the Dragon Fist? I mean, they brought in the final Kamehameha, and that was never a thing. So I think so. But then again, that'll be like a very cliche ending to like Goku using the Super Dragon Fist. Yeah, and it going right through Broly this time, you know, as opposed to movie 8, which just uppercutted him.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But with Paragus, I feel like you need to exploit him a bit more. I think that he should be very supportive to Broly. I think that he should be against everybody else, which is why I feel like maybe him as an individual, he should be established as like the crazy, you know, puppeteer. But I think that more or less he should be killed off in a different way. How do you see him going? Do you see him going by Broly, or would you want him to go by Broly? Or do you see somebody else kind of taking him out? And before that, Kendall, thank you so much for the $5 donation and saying, Piccolo is a tactical genius and Son Gohan's potential is through anger. People think these characters are weak, but their development is not being written to fit. I agree. But then again, it's like that's what I'm saying. You have Piccolo and Gohan do something in the film, at least to Paragus and the people that he's brought. Do that. Why can't you do that? It's on the same ship that Frieza had in Resurrection of F. You're telling me that they don't have like an army of people on there? Do something, you know, even though yes, it's a copy and paste of Resurrection of F, but more or less have Paragus involved as well. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, I agree with that assessment. I mean, the whole thing with like Son Gohan having potential, like
he does a lot.
True, but he doesn't see the problem is he doesn't capitalize it. Like his character doesn't allow him to capitalize it because he has other priorities. He's changed, and I mean that's kind of like why we have Trunks. To be honest, like if you think about Trunks, you kind of look at it like, wow, this is what Gohan should have been. You know, this is what Gohan could have been.
Yeah. And
ever since Gohan has powers unlocked by Elder Kai, it's just been downhill from there. Now, obviously, his potential was displayed when he was able to, you know, get as strong as he did in like 3.5 hours time before entering the Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then he's like fighting god level characters and so on and so forth. So he's fighting Goku, he's doing whatever. But he as a character is pretty seasoned, but he has as a fighter, like if that's what you guys are asking for, he has a long way to go. If you really look at it, like if you guys watch his fight again with Super Saiyan 2 Goku was giving him work. And it's not even because he was strong or anything. It's just that, you know, Gohan was obviously stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but what I'm saying is that Goku was just smarter, you know, and that's the thing. Like that's what it comes down to. It's like you guys can say, well, yeah, let's get Gohan, let's make him stronger, but he's still going to be the same exact character at the end of the day. So it's like, well, what do we, as fans, what exactly do you guys want from this alleged character? Do you want him to still be the same Gohan, just get stronger? Because if that's the case, you're not going to see much of him.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here in the chat saying, well, oh, I feel his power up was wasted, and technically, it felt like it was. That's
Gohan would be, I think,
he's not the same
wasted.
Gohan we knew as a kid versus Cell. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's like saying you guys want to see Gohan. I want to see Gohan too, but I'm saying I don't want to see Gohan against Broly. Why? Because you pit Gohan or Piccolo for that matter, or Gotenks against Broly. You're introducing these characters just to get slapped. Like, you know, to preserve their integrity as characters, have them fight the other guys. Like, that's why I think like Roshi and Tien and Piccolo got a lot of praise in Resurrection of F, was because they fought against the army of Frieza, but they didn't challenge Frieza directly because they knew like we have no chance. So even though a lot of nostalgia would go towards, yo, man, you know, we want to see movie 8 all over again where they jump him. Okay, jump him, but how good is what good is that gonna do when he slaps two blues in current form, not even transformed yet? So Corey donated $4 and $4.99 and saying, good idea. If there is a after credit scene and Frieza escapes, he runs into Cooler, Toriyama can introduce him in the main story if he decides to. And that's the key word there, like you just said, if he decides to. There is vast potential in the world of Dragon Ball, and at this point, it's become so unpredictable that right now I can sit here and tell you Cooler will never happen, and a month from now, Cooler's announced, you know? That's why a lot of people, when they first heard about Broly, Bardock, an evil Goku, blah, 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 like a couple of years ago, you had like the purists come out and saying that will never happen, but then it happened. So who would have thought in 2018 we'd see Broly? Like, out of all people, Broly. Like, when this movie was first announced in December, everyone's like, oh crap, Planet Sadala, King Sadala, you know, this and this, new Kaioshin, angel level fighters, gods. Nope, it's Broly. So it's like, whoa. there should be an end credit scene to where it builds up to something more, but not by having Frieza bump into Cooler. For all we know, hey, listen, for all we know, Frieza could die in this film. And speaking of deaths, I wanted to talk to you about this because earlier we spoke about killing Broly or preserving Broly. Outside of Broly, do you see anybody else dying or paying the ultimate price of having to endure death to the point where it could open up doors to something more? Because it's kind of cliche to have the heroes win and just go off and hoorah, let's go have a feast and eat. I think that it'll be satisfying to see something grave happen to somebody, and it's likely for it to happen to maybe Frieza because he's died multiple times. So your thoughts on maybe seeing somebody else die outside of Broly? Because I'm not sure where you stand on him dying or not, but let's say if it were to be somebody else, do you think it's likely for that to happen, or is everyone just gonna walk out of this unscathed and just go off to eat at Bulma's again?
All right, so here's the thing: if somebody from the Z Fighters team, drops dead, it really won't affect anybody who's watching the movie, and here's why.
Okay.
Because you have ways to revive them, and you have the Dragon Balls, ultimately.
Wow. Huge subplot right there.
So
wanking.
That's that. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, you know, it's not gonna feel anything.
It's Whis wanking. It's broken back.
But if Frieza dies, it's like, whoa, that guy just came back to life.
Yeah, Frieza's dead. It's like,
way to get shafted, Frieza. But it means that much more because you know there's a possibility he won't be brought back because he was up to no good again.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? So I get it. Now people might in the comment section, they might say, well, oh, that would be a waste to bring him back. Like, guys, stop. Like, I'm not saying
if you guys want
wrong.
somebody to die, slap a like on the video because that's actually very interesting.
Because that's the thing. Like because we're sitting here saying, oh, I saw some people saying, well, if they introduce a new character, quote unquote, Broly, and he dies, it's a waste of their character. How? If he's so powerful and he's a threat to literally everything existing right now, minus Beerus probably, how is it a waste if you got what you paid for? Like if you got your enjoyment factor out of it. That's what movies are for. Just because the movie is kind of like canonical in some sense, right? Just because it's taking place after the tournament doesn't mean that if Broly dies, it's a bad movie. You know what I'm saying? It's a movie. The movie is meant to entertain. It's meant to get you like really so you can immerse yourself into it. Exactly, and talk about it. So it's like, damn, Broly was so strong and blah blah. Okay, fine, no problem. But now if Frieza were to die, it would affect people more because it's like, damn, he just got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
And he got wrecked. He's dead. Well, scratch that. Because people were upset that, you know, Whis is able to revive people, but the likelihood of Whis reviving Frieza again after what he's been up to, potentially in the movie, is unlikely, and that's why it makes that death stick, because that death means something, because it's like they won't bring him back, so it's like, well, not until the next ROF movie. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that ultimately. I think, yeah, if Frieza were to die, I don't want him to die, but if you were to ask me in terms of like from a producing standpoint, I would say, yeah, I think Frieza dying would have more of an impact than someone else like Roshi or Gohan dying, because, well, they'll just bring him back. Who cares? Right. But if Frieza dies, it hits you when if you're in the movie theater and Broly just says, he just fucking just die, right? Die.
Yeah.
And he dies. And it's just like,
he does like that crazy laugh. It just
And it makes you feel like Broly's the real deal. But if Gohan dies, it's like, well, all right, Whis, bring him back. Who cares?
Oh, no, yeah. Someone also insinuated if Frieza could be the one that kills off Paragus. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. I think anything other than Broly killing Paragus is a good idea. I think if it's not Vegeta, it should be Frieza. Just out of pure like animosity and saying you came here to do this. I think Frieza more or less because he's a Saiyan, so why not?
I'd be cool with Vegeta doing it.
But I can see Vegeta doing it. But then again, that's only if we don't see Vegeta kill Broly. If that's going to be the direction, which we don't know about. But someone also insinuated, do you think Paragus could also at least have Super Saiyan, given his S cells? Okay, so you spoke about S cells. So I think this whole concept with Broly is going to be, he might be someone that potentially has the most amount of S cells in his body. We understand that S cells are something that fuels a Super Saiyan, or at least a Saiyan in general, and that's what causes someone to be immensely powerful as opposed to someone else. Toriyama came out with that, I think it was this year, in explaining this and further explaining Yamoshi, which a lot of us were kind of let down that there is no Yamoshi, but hey, so like, what are your thoughts on like Paragus having the Super Saiyan transformation, at least that, just to, have some sort of relevance, and the concept of Broly potentially having the most amount of S cells that makes him this powerful. Maybe that's why they kind of like, you know, have like these babies in these incubators and stuff, and they more or less can, you know, go down in that direction and explaining, hey, so this kid when he was born had this amount of S cells, which makes him this, you know, this powerful in comparison to anybody else.
All right. Well, I mean, the S cells basically explain Gogeta and Trunks, and then basically anything on Universe 6, for example. Well, you got a $50 donation.
Holy crap! Yeah, you sure saw my face. I was like, what the hell? Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Rico. Thank you so much for the $50 donation, bro. Can we get some love for Rico? Can we get some love?
I forgot the question because I saw that. And I was
it's
like,
Paragus Super Saiyan.
Probably answer that.
Paragus Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, Paragus Super Saiyan.
And the S cells. But Rico, quickly, can we get some love for Rico, man? Thank you so much for the $50 donation and saying I don't think UI Goku can win either. What? Win either? We're gonna get into that. I think Broly's ultimate form will require fusion. Kaioken Blue Vegeta is stronger than UI Goku. This will only happen if the Kais get involved, though. They made Broly canon. Why not Gogeta? Again, love your content. Thank you so much for the donation. I did not expect that tonight, but thank you so much for that. I have to disagree with you in some aspects, and I'm sure Emish will as well. And quickly, Elliot Blair, thank you so much for the $5 donation and saying it's not about winning, it's about outlasting him. Good concept. That's why it's Broly versus everyone. Kael is an evil Super Saiyan of her universe, and Broly is one of Goku's. What you're referencing is the manga, and I see why. Because in the manga, it was stated that the evil demonic Saiyans killed themselves, you know, when it came down to like them exerting so much power. I can see your points on that, and that's a very good point. But Rico, well, Emish, there's so much to talk about. Emish, answer the question about the S cells and Paragus, and then we're gonna get into what Rico just said, because there's a lot to talk about when it comes down to like the concept of Ultra Instinct and that being comparable to like Vegeta, and then the concept of them not being strong enough but instead relying on Gogeta. So thoughts on everything, because there's a lot to talk about.
Super Saiyan Paragus would be kind of like wow for me.
Okay.
But that's all I'm going to say about that. I mean, I guess it gives him more placement in the movie, not just someone who's a mastermind. I guess it makes him like a threat.
More important, right?
Yeah, he would feel like he's a force of his own rather than just depend on Broly, which I guess is cool. Unless he's just really strong in his base form, which is also cool, I guess, supposedly. But he is a Saiyan. I mean, he, I guess
why not?
technically,
I'd say why not.
You'd be right about that. Yeah. As far as like Rico's, I don't think UI Goku can win either. I think Broly's ultimate form will require fusion. Kaioken Blue Vegeta greater than UI Goku. Well, Blue Vegeta now is greater than UI Goku from the tournament.
Oh yeah, no. If you're combining
so it's like,
Goku and Vegeta from the tournament power, then
with logical scaling, it's Blue Vegeta's just retardedly strong. That's not even funny. So forget Kaioken. But if it requires fusion, because the plot point dictates that we're not gonna market Ultra Instinct again and quote unquote make another accident that just happens sporadically, then yeah, in that essence, fusion would be required. But it doesn't mean that he's fusion level. It doesn't mean that Broly is as strong as Vegeta, if that makes any sense to you. So hopefully you get the gist of what I'm saying there. UI Goku would be enough, just technically speaking.
I think so. I'm not sure as to what kind of UI he was referencing. Maybe it was Omen, which I don't think I think there's no requirement of Omen anymore if he mastered it. You know what I'm saying?
If he
but he said
mastered it,
he went on to say, why not Gogeta? That's a very good question. Why not? And I think that if they were to if Vegeta were to constantly yell at Goku and saying, yo, where's this whole Ultra Instinct, and Goku and Goku saying I can't do it. If Goku keeps insinuating that he can't do it, then I think the only other option, if the Kais aren't involved, is fusion. Now, Vegeta has seen Gotenks and Trunks fuse many times before. It's not like people are just like, oh, but Vegeta has never seen it before. He has. But it's just a matter of them
they can do that
the proper way.
Yeah, they can use it as a plot point. Yeah, I agree with you.
So we talked about this. I want to see Gogeta if there is nothing left for these guys to do. If there's no UI, and hypothetically, if Kaioken and Evolution aren't enough, then the next best thing is go with Fusion. Fine. That's not counting if they're going to do the Spirit Bomb, if they're going to do Dragon Fist, whatever. But I think to cater to the fans, which is subjective because some fans want to see it, some fans don't, give us Gogeta if there's no other option for them to go in.
In before they think Frieza's dead, but not really, he comes back and kills Broly.
Yeah.
And it's so like him. Like
it would.
Like him.
Also, shout outs to Kendall for the $5 donation and saying the 3 sons are written bad because hybrids don't have limits, but they actually do. Yet Kael and Caulifla are tanking blue, and I love their characters. Well, that goes back to what the previous gentleman said about the demonic version of Kael and how she erupted with power. The three Super Saiyans the three Saiyans that we know of on planet Sadala are much different than the three sons, Goten, Goku, and Gohan.
Besides, she's a demon in the manga only.
She's this demonic Saiyan, and it's not clickbait or anything. She is a demonic Saiyan in the manga. She is, that powerful that even Kaba had to acknowledge in the fact that, listen, if we don't do something to help her, she's going to kill herself. So I think
they had to fuse to stop her.
And I think it'll be really cool to see that play off in this movie to where, what if they can't beat him, but Broly beats himself? Broly beats himself because he's so goddamn strong. He just keeps powering up, and they realize, like, holy shit, let him keep doing that. He'll be his own demise.
Yeah, but then I mean, but the Lord dictates that he would take the planet and take everything with him, though. That's the downside to it.
Is it?
Like,
did they speak about that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they talked about it.
Okay, so
I mean, even in Dragon Ball Z, they kind of mentioned the same thing.
Yeah,
like the original legend was that. Yeah, the original legend was like that basically would self-destruct and consume everything.
Okay.
And over here, it's like, well, she would self-destruct, and Caulifla's assessment by it was like, well, you mean our Kael's gonna die? Like, she completely ignored everything Kaba said about the legend. But then it's like, well, Kael's gonna die. We have to help her.
Yeah, we have to, like, clip the earrings on now. Yeah, but then I ultimately agree with Rico. Then why not Gogeta? Speaking of, like, the Kais, because you mentioned this will only happen if the Kais get involved. I don't see the Kais getting involved. I don't see Shin, out of all people, getting involved. Elder Kai, nope. These guys are gonna stay. Nah, they're never. This is not the Majin Buu arc. The only time we'll ever see Shin in action was then against Popovich and them. But no. In terms of direct involvement with Shin having to arrive and giving them the earrings, I don't see that. I don't see that as a possibility. Could it happen? Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But if there's any other option to go in, if they have no other reserve, it would be Gogeta. And again, I want to thank you so much for the $50 donation. I was not expecting that. Thank you so much for that. But I agree with you in the Gogeta aspect, but I don't agree with Broly's ultimate form being strong enough to conquer Ultra Instinct Goku. And that kind of goes into what I'm about to say. I love my good friend Revolution. He's a great YouTuber. I think he's a really awesome person. Met him at Kamei-Con. He made a video talking about why Broly can defeat Ultra Instinct. Now, that ties into what you just said with your super chat and this idea that Broly's ultimate form will require fusion, but ultimately toppling UI Goku. I think that his ultimate form is going to be above anything that Goku and Vegeta have now, but not above Ultra Instinct, in this idea that the only mortal that we know of now that was able to even come close to that was Jiren, and that was at maximum power through everything Jiren has gone through. Not saying that Broly doesn't have, like, a story behind his power, but the only logical person that we know of now that can contest against someone that, not even a Hakaishin can defeat is Jiren. Now, Emish, like, this has been referenced several times in this live stream, how Broly could be stronger than UI. What's your take on this? Like, do you think that with Broly's maximum power, he's going to overtake UI? Or do you feel the opposite? Which I know you do, but just kind of, like, give him, like, a brief assessment as to why you think Broly's not stronger than UI Goku.
If we're using logical scaling, you can say he's stronger than episode 109 UI Omen Goku. You could say he's stronger than maybe the UI Goku that fuck. Yeah, you could say that based on logical scaling.
Okay.
You could say that he's stronger than the UI Goku that fought Kefla, but you can't say that he's like Beerus level when we don't know how strong Beerus is. Like, we only got one scan that kind of dictates that, well, Beerus states like, well, Goku might even be stronger than me right now, and that's when Goku was transitioning into MUI, if not, unless they were talking about the complete Ultra Instinct form. Because remember, if Beerus has access to this power naturally, or without having to require a power-up of some kind, like a transformation of some kind, then that would imply that MUI Goku, the complete UI Goku, is stronger than Beerus, if not equal to Beerus. You know what I'm saying? So we can say that Ultra Instinct Omen and 129 is like Beerus level, if not approaching those levels. But then we can also say that MUI, once he masters it, may even be stronger than Beerus, and that's based on logical sense, based on the plot, because the plot dictates that, okay, Beerus has not perfected Ultra Instinct. Neither did Goku at episode 129. He was on his way. So we can scale UI Goku based on statements and plot points of some kind to say that, okay, right now all we can assume is that Beerus is, or Goku is equal to Beerus in episode 129. But once he completed it, he may have surpassed Beerus based on the scan that we got. Now, as far as like Broly being Ultra Instinct or MUI level, that would basically imply that he's stronger than Beerus and that he's stronger than max full power Jiren. There's nothing to even come close to suggesting that, because Vegeta tells Goku at the last episode to say, well, do that Ultra Instinct thing again. Goku says, no, I can't. I guess I got pushed so far that happened by accident. That would imply that even though Blue Goku was stronger than the start of the Tournament of Power than he was before, he's still significantly far behind Beerus and still significantly far behind Jiren and still significantly far behind MU, his Master Ultra Instinct form, because we know Ultra Instinct, even the Omen state, was a significant power jump.
Right.
It was much greater than the Genki Dama, much greater than anything we've ever seen before. And that's also stated when Tien basically asks Whis, because Whis says that I believe the Genki Dama was the trigger, and then Tien says, yeah, but the Genki Dama did not work on Jiren, so it doesn't explain how Goku can match Jiren, and that was in episode 110.
Yep.
So we know that that's how much of a power gap or a power jump or boost that Goku took. He went from, you know, not even being shit to Jiren to basically matching him in episode 110. And then we got more, you know, as everything progressed. So yeah, I mean, Broly there's nothing to even come close to suggesting that, and to say that he can or even insinuate that, I would have to try to correct it without sounding offensive. I would have to say that, well, it's more like how Broly can beat Ultra Instinct Goku, not why he can beat Ultra Instinct.
Drew316 donated $2 and asking, how do I join this discussion? We're going to have a Discord discussion after this. I keep telling you guys this. You guys can find the Discord link in the description. This is the link right here. If you guys want to jump on in and join us, because we're going to be discussing stuff on Discord. So come on in. I'm going to be there. Emish is going to be there. We're all going to be there. We're going to be debating and discussing whatever it is that in reference to this movie or Dragon Ball Heroes. And if you guys are new, just to give you guys a quick heads up, Dragon Ball Heroes episode 3 is going to be airing next month. So just to give you guys a little bit of leeway on that, in case you guys are wondering where's episode 3, a lot of you guys were asking me for links. There is no link, there is no episode. Episode is going to be airing next month. But going back to what you just said, I agree. I think that if Mastered Ultra Instinct were to be a thing, it should be to where it's as a last kind of resort, the final thing that's included in this film. Because how absurd would it be if Mastered UI were to be introduced, he dominates Broly, he burns out somehow, and then we have Gogeta, and then all these wacky things happening. It's like, that's too much, I think. People want to see Beerus versus Broly. People want to see Vegeta, Gogeta, Master Old UI Goku, Mastered UI Vegeta. Everyone wants to see something different, but I think you need to stick with one conclusive kind of like ending instead of just like having it go one of many different ways. Scale asked earlier, what if it's possible that this could be the film where they give Vegeta the kill or the victory over Broly? Now, if that were to happen, do you think it would be something that you can say, okay, they finally tossed this man a bone? Or do you see it to where it could be a different end result in Broly maybe killing himself or someone else beating him?
Well, first, I mean, Jessica Lannard has been like basically shouting at you to like answer.
Is she in here? Let me see.
Yeah, she's saying UnrealEntGaming, what would happen if Goku died in the movie, basically.
And Vegeta died? Because I want to apologize to Jessica, because I see her comment and saying, UnrealEntGaming, what do you think would happen if Goku and Vegeta died too? Well, I mean, I think that's the end. I mean, they could train in the afterlife, right? I mean, why not?
GG Earth. Yeah, GG Earth, essentially.
But your thoughts on what Scale had to say in terms of Vegeta getting the W and for them to carry on with like Broly's defeat?
I mean, if Vegeta's getting the W...
Wait, Antonio, what Emish and I are saying is correct, because go to the trailer. In the trailer, what is it that you see? You see not base Broly, but a powered-up, black-haired Broly. He's fighting two Super Saiyan Blues. It's not the fact that the claim is egregious enough for you to think that we're lying in that aspect. We're going based off of what we're seeing in the trailer. And in the trailer, the black-haired Broly, who is not a Super Saiyan, even nonetheless a Berserker, is fighting off the two Super Saiyan Blues, and he's kicking their ass. And then,
to be fair,
as he's developing, as Goku said in the trailer, he's growing, he's getting stronger. We see him transform. So, you know, it's not the fact that he's not, he is, and he's growing stronger. That's always been Broly's character. So, you know, it's not the fact that it's a lie. It's we're going based on what we're seeing from the trailer. Now, as you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Vegeta getting the W. I think it's a good thing. I mean, do I want it to happen? I personally don't care. Like I said, I mean, I don't care what ending they take. My main concern is mainly this alleged multi-layered backstory that they're talking about, right? Like, I'm assuming it's gonna be more than just one story. They're gonna kind of transcend everything, right? And as far as everything else, as far as like how they beat him, um, it could be Ultra Instinct if they want to market it. It could be Fusion if they want to market that. Literally, the possibilities as to how they end the movie, the marketing possibilities are near limitless, in my opinion. Because Fusion will make a lot of bank. Okay, UI Goku, it will still make bank. It doesn't matter who disagrees with it. It will still make bank, right? And then we have other concepts like as long as they don't do what they did in the first movie, I'm okay with it. That's how I see that. But Vegeta and W is also, I think it's a pretty cool thing. But how would he do it? He's not going to do it alone. They've never defeated Broly alone before. I doubt they would dictate that same thing now. Vegeta will need help, and Vegeta does not have anything in his arsenal, unfortunately, that would allow him to kill or to indefinitely defeat Broly if Goku cannot do it, assuming that we see Kaioken times 20 as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at the trailer, and I refuse to believe that Goku did not use Kaioken at least one time.
Anthony, Vegeta said he's learning as he fights, but Goku at the end said he's getting stronger. Go look at the English dub trailer and the sub. Goku clearly said that. I'm not out of my mind. You can pull up the trailer now. Vegeta says, "Damn it, he's getting stronger as he fights, whatever. He's learning as he fights." And then Goku said he's getting stronger. So it's like it's in the trailer.
Well, they show base Broly fighting Blue Goku like 3 times. So I mean, forget Super Saiyan.
Black-haired Goku.
Yeah, black-haired brother.
People are mixing that up. They're thinking that they're thinking that you're assuming like base Broly, like scrub ass Broly.
I mean, I shouldn't have. I mean, it's still his base. It's a powered up base. That's it. I don't have to say like Super Saiyan. I mean, come on, like
someone just said, Someone just said, would you be satisfied if Beerus steps in to fight Broly? Me and you talked about this off camera, on camera. You want to see Beerus fight. I want to see Beerus fight.
Listen, only because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I'm a fanboy. Like, see, I could keep it real when I'm saying I fanboy over certain things.
Yeah.
If Beerus jumps in and he just does whatever he does, I'm gonna fanboy. I'm gonna be that dude jumping out my seat and saying it's about time.
He does what he did to Zamasu. He grabs him by the hand
and just says, "Don't push your luck."
Yeah, don't push your luck, Saiyan.
Honestly, I don't.
Hakai.
Well, I don't know if I want him to Hakai him. I think that's
simple. I want to see a fight. Yo, thank you so much, Amen Marcos, for the $24.99 donation and saying, "I appreciate your content. Thank you. God bless you." God bless you too, man. Do you think there will be a fusion, and which one? Will Broly at least become an anti-hero like Frieza? Oh, man. And what form do you think is crazy looking for Broly? Hashtag Broly Z Fighter. Oh, man. Okay. I already made my claim. I said that I think that the fusion that should appear is Gogeta. Should Broly be an anti-hero? No. Kill him. Let him be a villain. No hero stuff. Frieza's an anti-hero now. He's the one playing good guy. No. Keep his manipulative, deceptive ass over there. Broly should be a villain and should die a villain. Gogeta should be the fusion they rather introduce, and I think the form that makes him crazy looking is the black-haired powered-up form. So, what do you think, Amish, in retrospect to what Marco said about what fusion, anti-hero concept, and what do you think is like the crazy-looking form for Broly?
Well, Vegeta is...
And what I mean by anti-hero, I don't mean to cut you off, because Brother I said Frieza's not an anti-hero. He's playing along. He's a villain. Yes, Frieza is a villain, but he's not a hero either. He's not a protagonist. He is more or less at heart a villain, but right now he's neutral. Keep in mind, he worked with our characters, so in an essence, he's kind of like the anti-hero. He's not really a villain. He didn't after the tournament. He didn't kill anybody, but at the same time, he's not playing righteous either. So let's not get that confused. Go on.
Yeah, I would say that it's not even up for discussion, in my opinion. I think that Vegeta kind of set the tone for what an anti-hero should have been.
Yes.
And
yes, I agree with that.
Or has been, actually, and I think he's the best example for the entire franchise. You can argue Piccolo too, but I think Vegeta has just come way too far.
Yeah, he's done a lot too, I think, yeah.
For them to start from scratch by bringing in yet another Saiyan who just turns good, and he's like, well, he's developing in his own way. Like, yes, from a story aspect, it would be a cool thing, but you got to remember that they have to pay attention to Goku and Vegeta still, because they're still trying to get stronger. The trailer dictates that. If Goku wants to get stronger, you can bet your ass that Vegeta still wants to. So their story is not over, and because of that, if Broly were to be an anti-hero, and if you guys wanted to see more of Broly, you're essentially taking away from characters who like the main characters like Goku and Vegeta, for example, and then you end up taking away from characters like that we were allegedly promised might have more. For example, if you guys want to see more Hit, And for Universe 6 interaction, you might not see that much of that because they're focusing on Broly for Gohan fans, for example, or whether or not you're a fan of Gohan, you just want to see Gohan do something other than studying all the time. That's another example. He's not going to get there's not enough time and there's not enough room to just develop everybody, and that's how Dragon Ball has dictated itself. For example, My Hero Academia is a show that develops every single character that you see most of the time. But that's because they've created a format where they take their time with things. Dragon Ball is not like that, at least not now. Dragon Ball Super does not take its time with things anymore. They get straight to it. They don't really, and it's pretty evident that they don't really care about explaining things all the time because we don't have any guides for Dragon Ball Super. We don't know.
There's no
guide. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty evident, and I don't mean to sound like, and I know what I'm saying kind of sounds like very bold and very direct, and I don't mean to sound like, come across as a dick or anything, but that's just the way it is based on my observation. I think as fans, I think we can all enjoy the series more if we understand what the hell we're watching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would just say that ultimately. I don't see him being an anti-hero. I think he's someone who has to be dealt with.
If anything, maybe I think Frieza's still gonna walk away from this. Maybe kind of like on neutral terms with these guys. It's weird. It's very weird because why would you? All right, and then what? You turn Broly. You kind of remind him like, yo, it wasn't us. Blah 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 blah. He ends up joining the team. Then what? It's like that's kind of like. Would it be a cool idea, I guess, for some?
Or if he does his own thing. I guess that's what some people
But that's what Frieza's doing. Frieza is doing his own thing. Goku said, listen, the next time you do some fuck shit, we're going to come after you. And he was like, okay, whatever. So, but Frieza at this point, there's no evidence to support the idea that he's been doing something horribly wrong. Or if he's been doing an act of kindness. The only act of kindness from Frieza was in the Tournament of Power. He helped Goku, gave him energy for the bomb, gave him energy for, to fight Jiren, all this crap. So Frieza has been on the good side a little bit, but at heart he's still evil. I don't want to see Broly be a good guy. I'm sorry. It's just something that I don't think would fit Broly. And then what? They're going to turn him against Paragus, and then he kills Paragus? Okay, so... Ben, thank you so much for the $10 donation and saying, if Legendary or Berserker is on a godly level, do you think it could be stronger than Blue? And or if Goku and Vegeta could use it themselves and maybe eventually if it's the Saiyan's true form. So the insinuation is this being the Saiyan's true form, and if the Berserker form is potentially stronger than Blue. I would agree in the fact that this could be the Saiyan's true form. That I can see, being a thing, like an actual reality. But in terms of it being stronger than Blue, then you tell me what the purpose of Blue is then. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the purpose of Blue if this is supposed to be like the Saiyan's, like, true form that even exceeds Blue, then what's the purpose of Super Saiyan God then? So, Amish, I agree that this could be the Saiyan's true form, but what are your thoughts on it being stronger than Blue? And I'm guessing that he's basing this with Kael when he fought, Goku.
Right. See, well, they've shown that mortals can, possess power that supersede God-level characters, right?
Right.
And based on what we've seen, at least, right? So, for example, you have Kael, or you have Kefla, who has no God training whatsoever, but yet she's able to, fight like Blue Goku, Kaioken Goku, and then eventually Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
That's all the evidence you need right there. And as far as like Universe 7 is concerned, I mean, Broly's stronger than Blue right now. That's what's dictated. That's what's portrayed multiple times throughout the trailer itself, throughout everything literally itself. So the good thing about the God forms is that they themselves don't have any limitations, right? For example, like you introduce Broly, and a powered up base Broly is fighting Blue Goku. Wow, he's not even Super Saiyan yet, and he's not even Legendary Super Saiyan yet, allegedly, right? So it's like, okay, out of the gate, they possess massive amounts of power, but ultimately the ceiling is much higher for Goku and Vegeta, not only because of who they are, but now because they've been, they possess these God powers, and they continue to train and surpass their previous limitations and create new ones. As to where Broly, he might endlessly get stronger, but his limitation is him having to be put down indefinitely, and that's why for guys like Goku and Vegeta, that's why the story or for the lack of at least a complicated story, but at least this simplistic story kind of plays very well into what Goku and Vegeta are trying to achieve.
Right.
They're fighting guys who are not even gods themselves, let alone have any kind of god training, and yet they're being pushed beyond their god forms and beyond that. So that's the only way you can kind of market God Goku and Vegeta without introducing other gods for them to fight.
Right, right,
It's
right.
literally the only way they can do it. So like, yeah, I mean, Broly right now is stronger than Goku and
Someone just
Vegeta
asked me
together.
where can I get hero stuff. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, I'll give you guys my Twitter right here. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna keep you guys posted with like scans and information on heroes and the movie and stuff. Because in case you guys don't know, I post a lot on Twitter. So that's where you guys can stay connected with me a lot. But I don't know, man. The concept behind Broly being brought back to his senses, and then maybe he does what Kael did and reverting and maximizing that power. I don't see it happening. I see somebody killing Broly, but a lot of people are asking, like, what if potentially we get to see Goku and Vegeta work together as they did with Jiren? I think it's something that they need to do. Those two, I think, need to work and fight Broly off together as opposed to just having them one-on-one. What do you think? Like, do you think they should do that, or do you think that more or less they should be like opposites?
Broly's never been defeated alone. Goku had help the first movie.
So by any means, you think that if he dies, it's going to be a group kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I think I think Vegeta will have some kind of effort in it.
Okay.
For sure. Like, the kind of the end of the movie says Earth has Goku. It's like, if you want to take that seriously, it kind of implies the Spirit Bomb, I guess. The same way Vegeta talked about the Earth fighting for itself for a change and against Majin Buu and stuff like that. That's how I see it. If we don't see Fusion, we don't see UI, I definitely see the Spirit Bomb being used to just put down Broly for good, definitely.
Jessica, I don't play Roblox, so sorry to burst your bubble. I don't play Roblox. Let me see. How much power would Broly's base form or legendary Super Saiyan form / Berserker be? And do you think Kael's a part of Broly's family? I don't think Kael is anywhere near related to this man, so that's out the question. But how strong is he? We don't know. He is stronger than Blue though, and you know what's crazy? A lot of you guys were talking about like Cumber and like Golden Cooler from Heroes. We're gonna talk about that too, and I want to give you guys a quick little like heads up. To me, I don't think Broly is anywhere near Cumber's level. Not sure how Emish feels, but Cumber is showcased in Dragon Ball Heroes to fight against multiple Super Saiyan Blues, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Vegito, and now in the future potentially against Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. So how do you feel about that?
Broly stops Cumber. What are you talking about?
Are you nuts?
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, are you crazy?
Nah, Cumber's no joke, dude. Sorry. I will say this. Since we're on the topic of like movies and heroes and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say that like this could be testing grounds for them to see how these alleged characters they've introduced in other verses, like non-canonical verses, to see how it does marketing wise. Like, honestly, we've gotten Frieza multiple times, right? He's still alive.
Yeah.
And we gotten Broly now, and why not bring guys like Cooler? Why not bring guys like, if they wanted to bring this whole like Janemba thing, I don't know, or Rudigard, stuff like that. Like, these things, they could find some way to do it. If they could do the same thing, they're gonna do it.
They're gonna bring in like, oh guys, guess what? Cooler's back.
I would say, that's their best market. If they don't have any ideas, like if they don't have any ideas, like guys, who should be the next antagonist? Oh, I know. Why don't we just bring this guy? I mean, he did well with Broly, right? Like, why not? I mean, and it's true. Like, people might say, oh, we're getting the same old stuff. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true, but I mean, I can't really complain. When you look at the art style, the animation, the way they're handling things now, I'll take it. Take my money. Like, and not as far as like movies are concerned, but just even series stuff.
I wanna give a quick shout out to CB for the $12 donation and saying nice shirt. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But don't know who CB is. Let me know who you are, guys. But no, I agree. See, the thing about Cumber is, and going back to what you said about like other villains and potential kind of like hosts that they can have, this goes back to, in the beginning of the live stream, some people said that Broly's gonna survive, in which if they market him enough, we could see more movies involving Broly in the foreseeable future. How do you feel about this? Like, let's say as an example, we get a movie 8 and he ends up surviving somehow. Do you think that's a good thing for them to go in terms of like preserving Broly, for them to expand more on him in the future? Or do you think that this movie should be it and you finish him off and then you can blow the doors open for like new characters? Because if there's one thing the community has been asking for a while, was new villains, new characters. And we had that with Merz Zamasu and Black, but then it's like we went into the TOP and then we got new characters, but then they were just like, okay, So like, what are your thoughts on him just being like killed off right then and there, and then moving on to something else, maybe.
I mean, if Broly's killed off, then yeah, they have no choice but to move on to something else. For example, we still have 4 unexplored universes, the exempted universe from the Tournament of Power. Like we barely got any dialogue from guys like Arak and Lakir, you know, and Jin especially. Like Jin was nowhere the entire Tournament of Power, and everybody was talking about Jin, right?
Right.
The most commentary we got was from Universe 1's Kai, and his name is Kai.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, him and Iwan and stuff like that. Like I really see them, you know, having a lot of things to do when they kind of explore other universes. I don't know how they would go about it, but I think we need more fights. We need tournaments. We need reasons for Goku and Vegeta to continue to get stronger. I would like to, like I said, I would like to see another rematch with Jiren. Now that I know who he is and what he's about, I would like to see something with him. I've said before, I think on Elisha, a couple of videos before, back in the day, where sometimes that, you know, kind of like the baseball episode that we got, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they can give us.
Jiren ain't playing no baseball, bro. He's knocking that ball out the park.
What I'm saying, I mean, I could picture him in a but anyway. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying something like that slice of life where it doesn't really involve Goku and Vegeta as much. They kind of like they take us somewhere else for a second, because they're like what they did with Topo. They had episodes where they focused a lot on the Pride Troopers every now and then eventually we came back to Goku and company and the Universe 7 at the end of the episode. So they could do stuff like that. They could expand, but that's only granted if they want to take their time with the show like other animes do. Like they want to build up something.
Guys, if you guys agree with us expanding this freaking universe, slap a like on the video, because I want to see what lies in Universe 1, Universe 12, Universe 7. There's so much content, and I think that we can ultimately go into so much more. Is Jiren the be-all, end-all? No. Is he the be-all, end-all for one universe? Dude, one universe among 12, and he was that strong? Imagine what's in the other ones, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And they go with Broly. I'm not against it, because it's already happening, but what I'm saying is after, this goes back to my argument, you kill Broly. You kill him. That's it. It's done. You kill him, and you move on to something else. Maybe there's a reason where Goku and Vegeta can be more or less involved with the other universes. Maybe they have business to handle in Universe 7, Universe whatever, 1. Maybe Goku's interested. He's like, hey, so I have a question. Like, why didn't these guys fight? Oh, well, their mortal level's high. Well, what does that mean? Like, does that mean they have strong fighters? Maybe. Why don't you go off and see? You know, Goku's one of those guys. I don't want to see, as much as I would like it, I don't want to see Cooler, Janemba, Slug, Hirudegar. I don't want to see them. I think that you can give us all the fan service you want with Broly, give us Gogeta, finish it off, and then I think whatever needs to happen after can be something entirely fresh. What do you think?
No, I agree, and that's only granted that they take their time with it. Like, look, the fandom, like the beautiful thing about the fandom, right? It doesn't really matter like how quote unquote absurd some of the theories are.
Yeah,
Forget
and they
that.
are.
I mean,
And they are.
Yeah, some of them are, right? But generally, even like ours, like, I mean, all of us are in it together. And I think the beautiful thing about the fandom is that they want to see more. And I think that sometimes from the producing end, it's like they know we want to see more, willing to pay it. The revenue, the marketing value of Dragon Ball Super in and of itself dictates that. It proves that. But they just don't do it for whatever reason. And I think it's... Oh, I don't mean to just cut off my point. Golden, Alex, what is Emish's real name? My real name is Emish, by the way. But anyway, like I was saying, I think there is a lot of concept, but I just think they're so out of touch with the world of Dragon Ball, and I think they're out of touch with the way the world views Dragon Ball. And we've gotten we've gotten a little bit of taste of that, you know, and we've seen it. And I think that if they kind of just looked at the world a little more outside of Japan and just like looked at things, for example, Toei Animation. No offense, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. With all due respect, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. If there's no strict guidance, if there's no blueprint for something, they will go crazy and they will just try to make money. And it's unfortunate because Dragon Ball has a very reputable name behind itself. You know, Dragon Ball has a good reputation for producing simplistic content, but still it's something that people just naturally fall in love with and grow and just hold on to for years and years to come. And with that, I have to say, well, don't ruin that by just trying to sell a few $180 statues of Ultra Instinct Goku and then say it was an accident afterwards. Yeah. You know, many examples like this. Like, so ultimately what I'm saying is, you know, stick to your guns and just try to expand, but don't expand so much that you end up catching yourself behind or end up, you know, playing catch up because there's so much shit that has to be explained and we get to get, you know, solid explanations for it. So I think that, for example, like with Gohan.
Yeah.
They kind of insinuated a promise where he has a goal now Are we gonna see it? We won't know until another series comes back. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that only Goku and Vegeta are the only ones who were inspired by the Tournament of Power to become stronger? What about the other universes? What about Universe 6? What about Universes
I'm sure Jiren is and everybody else. Yeah, you're right.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah, Jiren's like, I'm gonna get you back for this, motherfucker.
Right. My ultimately, my be all end all would be a rematch with Goku and Beerus. Like I would end the show on that.
Yeah, that's what I think should happen. I mean, this whole thing started because of Beerus, with Battle of Gods, and I think
without Beerus, there's no Super.
Huh?
Without Beerus, there's no Super.
Oh no, yeah. Without the whole concept of Super Saiyan God and all that kind of stuff, yeah, there would be no Super. But also going back to what some people have stated before, I forgot who donated, but someone asked the question of what if it's possible for there to be somewhat of an artificial moon or something created to where Broly can transform.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. I think out of desperation, Paragus could be the one to do it. If he knows, like, my son, he's getting beat. Not today. You know, I can see it to where, like, just like during the Saiyan arc, when we saw, you know, Vegeta create the artificial moon, that would be crazy. What are your thoughts on seeing a Great Ape Broly in this film, considering the fact that, you know, Great Apes, you know, stem from the original Dragon Ball show, but also we haven't seen a Great Ape in, you know, Dragon Ball since, what, Z? So what are your thoughts on them, like, kind of like, you know, introducing that kind of concept?
That would be really cool. Like they have the ship there. Like they have all this technology behind them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that would be really, really something to really, wow. I would not expect that. But if we saw that after, like, the legendary Super Saiyan transformation, and, like, he has nothing left, and they just say, fuck it, it's monkey time.
Do you remember
like,
when Goku first became a Great Ape, when he fought Baby, when his chest started, like, pounding?
Like that.
He started getting veiny. That would be sick, dude.
Yeah, I would probably just be like, holy shit. Like
they're leaving, and the next thing you know, like, they feel something, like, rumbling, and Vegeta's like, Kakarot, no!
And all of a sudden we hear, bop, 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 bop.
Oh my, yeah, that builds into that. Great Ape Broly versus UI Goku. Oh my god.
I mean, Goku will destroy him, just cut off his tail. It's so easy. It's not even funny, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then finally we get the canon iteration of what Super Saiyan 4 is. Broly kind of converses down. Into oh my god.
All right, now we're jumping the gun a little bit.
No, that's diving into, like, Dragon Ball Heroes territory. So, but let me see. Oob all the way. Well, all right. Speaking of Oob, do you think they're ever gonna have the balls to go into the ending of Dragon Ball Z, with, like, the adult version of Goten and Trunks,
guys,
and
listen,
then, you know,
look,
stuff like that?
They're not going there. They're not gonna go there. They're gonna change it. Eventually, they might end up, you know, approaching something similar to it. But forget this end of Z stuff. We're in Super, and I know, like, it takes place at the end of Z or right before it, but that doesn't mean they're working towards getting there again, and that we're gonna get the same ending. Like, just erase that from your heads. We're in Dragon Ball Super territory, and whatever other series they decide to freaking, you know, to portray. But will we see Oob? Well, yeah, I hope so. I think he's like a protege. He's the protege. He's like the next in line to carry the torch for things alongside Goten, Trunks, maybe Gohan. He gets older, but he becomes a teacher, so on and so forth. You know, something like that. But, you know, getting to the end of Z is like whatever at this point, because we're way past it. Technically, we're way beyond it. You know, we're significantly beyond it. So I think, we'll end up seeing Oob eventually, just not in the way people are dictating it or thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So we're way past the end of Z. Forget that.
Rollins said, how do you guys feel about them introducing Teen Goten and Teen Trunks and Teen Gotenks versus Broly to get stronger, like Teen Gohan versus Cell? That all varies on the time jump, whether or not this is, like, right after the TOP. I don't see them introducing a teen version of these kids. I think more or less we're gonna see them as kids for a long time. But I don't see there being a Teen Gotenks or a teen.
Based on how the trailer starts, we directly asked Goku, why is it that you seek more strength?
Yeah.
Well, the tournament power opened my eyes. That means this is literally right after the tournament.
Yeah.
Because Goku's not going to sit on his ass
for like a year,
or train for a year, and then all of a sudden Whis just decides to ask him a year later, hey man, so why is it that you want to get stronger again?
Yeah.
Like, come on. And then Goku says a year later, the tournament of power opened my eyes. Like, no, dude. It's probably right after the tournament. Like I wouldn't say a year, but, like, you know, a little bit. Pretty near post tournament of power territory, in my opinion.
I just think that whatever this builds, it's going to build into something great, I think, at least. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, like I said, we're gonna get pictures. We're gonna get like information. Trailer number 2 is gonna drop around September, October. But lots for us to discuss. We're going to be discussing more or less, you know, about all of this tonight on Discord. So I will give you guys my Discord link right now. This is it. It's in the chat and it's also in the description. I want to thank my moderators, Danny, Spiral, Fox, and everyone that's been here and moderating. I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll be back perhaps tomorrow for another live stream. Alongside me and Emish are going to be working on some content. Speaking of content, go to Emish's channel. His channel name is Speech of Freedom, aka Emish is Live. I will leave a link in his chat if Danny can pass that along to me. You guys can go ahead and check his channel out as well. We're going to be on Discord right now, so either way, we want to thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all to everyone who donated to the channel. That really means a lot to me, especially Rico and Kendall and all of you guys. You guys have been great. And with that being said, I'm going to go off right now and go on Discord, everybody, because it looks like everyone's waiting right now. So thank you all so much for watching this. We hope you guys really did enjoy. Emish, thank you so much for joining me. And thank you all so much for participating. And we'll be back tomorrow, I think, hopefully,
thank you, man.
for
Thank
another live stream.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you.